All right, so today we're diving into AI in marketing and specifically how it's changing the game for manufacturers. A lot of those classic marketing tactics like cold calls and trade shows, they just don't seem to be cutting it like they used to, especially when you consider that something like 70% of B2B buyers are already doing their research online before they even talk to a sales rep.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
The buying process has totally changed. These days, potential customers are so well informed before they even reach out. Manufacturers really need to catch up.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm curious from your perspective, what are some of the biggest challenges that manufacturers are facing in this new digital first world?
Well, you have to think about the types of products they're selling. Often very technical stuff, right? Complex machinery,
Yeah.
like specialized solutions. It's not like you can just sum it all up in a catchy slogan. You need to be able to convey all these intricate specifications, certifications, all those really granular details that engineers and procurement teams need to make a decision.
Yeah, it's a whole different ballgame. So how does AI even fit into all of this?
Well, AI can actually help make all that technical information a lot more digestible for those potential buyers. Imagine AI tools that can take those dense spec sheets and turn them into something interactive, something visually engaging and easier to grasp. It's almost like having a virtual engineer who can explain the product
Yeah.
in a way that's tailored to each individual buyer.
That's amazing. So it's not just about automating content, it's about making it more effective, more targeted.
Exactly.
So what else can AI do for manufacturers?
Well, another thing manufacturers often struggle with is the sales cycle. Unlike consumer goods where people make decisions quickly, industrial buying decisions can drag on for months, even years sometimes. And there's so many people involved,
Yeah.
engineers, procurement specialists, executives, all with their own priorities and concerns.
Yeah, it's like a huge puzzle with all these moving pieces.
It really is. And AI can step in to help manage that complexity. It can nurture those relationships over time, making sure the right information gets to the right person at the right moment. For example, think about an AI system that tracks a potential buyer's journey on your website,
Yeah.
what they download, what questions they ask, and then automatically sends personalized follow-up emails
Right.
with content that's tailored to their specific interests.
So it's like moving from generic email blasts to something way more targeted and personalized, kind of like a virtual sales assistant working behind the scenes.
Exactly. That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And on top of that, AI can also help manufacturers stay ahead of the competition by analyzing market trends, finding new opportunities, even keeping tabs on what their competitors are doing. It's like having a whole team of data analysts working round the clock to feed you insights.
Okay, that all sounds incredibly powerful. But let's be real for a second. Not every manufacturer has, Fortune 500 resources. Can smaller businesses realistically even afford to implement AI in their marketing?
That's a really good question. And honestly, the answer is yes. AI is becoming more and more accessible to businesses of all sizes. There are tools and platforms out there that are designed specifically for the needs and budgets of smaller manufacturers.
That's good to hear. So for a manufacturer who's maybe just starting to think about AI marketing, where's a good place to begin? What are some of the areas where AI can have the biggest impact?
One area where AI really excels is lead generation and qualification. Instead of relying on, guesswork or outdated methods, AI can analyze huge amounts of data to pinpoint those potential customers who are most likely to actually become paying customers.
So it's all about targeting smarter, making sure you're focusing your energy on the most promising leads.
Exactly. AI can help you create a much more targeted and effective sales funnel. It can even personalize the content that potential customers see based on their interests, their behavior, their industry.
It's like tailoring a custom experience.
Precise.
So what else?
Well, AI can also help you automate a lot of your marketing tasks, freeing up your team to focus on more strategic things like scheduling social media posts, sending email campaigns, even personalizing your website content.
Yeah.
All of that can be automated with AI.
It's like having a tireless robot working 24/7.
Right. And that allows your human team to focus on the things that AI can't do. Building relationships, crafting those compelling narratives, providing that human touch that's still so important in marketing.
Okay, this is all starting to sound a bit like a sci-fi movie, but let's break down some of these AI concepts a little further. Let's start with something we hear a lot about. Predictive lead scoring. What exactly is that and how does it work?
Predictive lead scoring is a total game changer for manufacturers who are tired of wasting time chasing leads that go nowhere. It's like having a crystal ball that tells you which potential customers are most likely to buy.
Okay, but crystal balls don't actually exist, so how does the AI actually do that?
AI algorithms analyze data from a bunch of different sources.
Mm.
Your CRM website analytics,
Mm-hmm.
marketing automation platforms, even external databases. And they use that data to identify patterns and correlations that suggest buying intent. For example, the AI might notice that people who download a specific white paper or visit certain pages on your website are more likely to convert into paying customers.
So the AI is basically picking up on these subtle hints that us humans might miss.
Exactly. It's like having a team of super sleuths, sifting through your data to uncover those hidden gems, those potential customers who are ready to make a purchase.
I like that. So what about account-based marketing, or ABM as they call it? That's another buzzword we hear all the time. How does AI play into that?
So account-based marketing is all about focusing on specific high-value accounts rather than just casting a wide net, kind of like going after the big fish.
I like that analogy. So how does AI help you reel in those big fish?
AI can help you identify the key decision makers within those target accounts,
Mm.
understand their needs and pain points, and then personalize your marketing messages accordingly. It's like having a secret weapon that helps you tailor your pitch to each individual decision maker.
So it's not just sending out generic marketing materials, you're crafting something highly personalized for each of those target accounts.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. But I have to imagine that actually implementing AI in a manufacturing business can be really daunting. Where do you even start with all of this?
You're absolutely right. It can seem overwhelming, but like any big project, it's all about breaking it down into manageable steps. And the very first step is understanding your starting point.
So before you even think about AI, you need to take stock of the data and systems you already have.
Exactly. You need to ask yourself, do I have the right data to fuel these AI systems? Is my CRM, my ERP, my supply chain data all integrated? Because AI is only as good as the data it's working with.
Garbage in, garbage out, right?
Precisely. Once you've got your data sorted, the next step is to figure out the high-impact use cases. Where can AI really move the needle in your marketing and sales efforts? Is it lead scoring, content automation, buyer intent tracking? You don't have to do everything at once. Start with a specific area where you can clearly see a return on your investment.
So it's about being strategic and choosing your battles.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense. But what about the human element in all of this? Does implementing AI mean, replacing your entire marketing team with robots?
Absolutely not. In fact, AI works best when it's used to enhance human capabilities,
Yeah.
not to replace them altogether. Your marketing team is still essential for developing strategy, crafting compelling stories, building those relationships, and providing that human touch that's still so vital in marketing.
So it's more about empowering your team, not replacing them.
Exactly.
Right.
AI can take over those repetitive, data-heavy tasks, freeing up your team to focus on the things that humans do best, being creative, thinking strategically, and building those all-important relationships.
It sounds like a really powerful partnership, combining the analytical strength of AI with the ingenuity and empathy of human marketers.
Absolutely.
This has been a fantastic overview so far of how AI is impacting manufacturing marketing. We've covered a lot of ground, from the challenges that manufacturers are facing to the incredible potential that AI offers. But I feel like we've only just scratched the surface.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We've laid some good groundwork. But now it's time to get into the really exciting stuff. What's next? Imagine AI that's actually connected to the machines themselves. We're talking about the Internet of Things, or IoT, where sensors and factory equipment are constantly sending data back to an AI system.
Okay, so paint me a picture here. What kind of data are we talking about? And what can the AI actually do with it?
Well, think about it. The sensors can monitor all sorts of things: temperature, vibration, energy consumption, even tiny changes in performance. All that data can tell you a lot about how well a machine is running, and AI can analyze it to predict potential problems before they even happen.
So it's not just about reacting to a breakdown after it occurs. You're preventing it in the first place. That's got to
Yeah.
be huge for manufacturers, especially in industries where downtime can cost a fortune.
Exactly. And here's where it gets really interesting from a marketing standpoint. Imagine the AI detects a potential issue with a machine and automatically triggers a targeted marketing campaign to the customer. It could offer replacement parts, preventative maintenance services, maybe even suggest upgrading to a newer, more efficient model.
Wow, that's some seriously proactive marketing. You're not just selling a product anymore, you're providing a valuable service. That helps customers avoid those costly breakdowns and keep their operations running smoothly.
Exactly. And because it's all based on data and AI, you can personalize these messages to each customer's unique needs and equipment. It's all about building trust, in creating a real partnership.
I can see how that would give manufacturers a real advantage. So what other futuristic AI applications are we looking at down the road?
Well, how about something that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction? Augmented reality and virtual reality for sales demos.
Now you're talking. I've seen those virtual try-on features for clothes online, but how would that work for industrial equipment?
Picture this. A potential customer puts on a VR headset, and suddenly they're transported inside a virtual factory. They can walk around a complex piece of machinery, see it in action, even interact with it virtually. They can see how it works, explore its features, and get a real sense of its size and scale, all without leaving their office.
That's pretty incredible. It would be so much more engaging and informative than just looking at pictures or watching a video.
Exactly. And because it's AI-powered, the experience can be tailored to each individual customer. The AI can highlight the specific features and benefits that are most relevant to their needs. And it can even answer their questions in real time. It's like having a virtual sales engineer right there with them, guiding them through the entire experience.
I can see how that would be a game changer, especially for those really complex, high-value products that are hard to demonstrate in person. But wouldn't it be super expensive to create those virtual reality experiences?
It can be. But the technology is becoming more affordable all the time. And when you factor in the potential cost savings, no more shipping heavy equipment to trade shows, no more flying salespeople all over the world, the return on investment can be pretty impressive.
Okay, that makes sense. So we've talked about predictive maintenance and virtual reality. What other AI trends should manufacturers be paying attention to?
Well, one thing that's really gaining traction is the idea of hyper-personalized buyer journeys.
All right, break that down for me. What exactly does that mean?
It's all about using AI to create a truly individualized experience for each potential customer. From their very first interaction with your brand, all the way through the sales process, AI can track their behavior, analyze their interests, and then deliver content that's personalized to their specific needs and preferences.
So it's kind of like a personal shopper for industrial equipment, guiding them through the process and giving them exactly what they need right when they need it.
Exactly. No more generic email blasts or one-size-fits-all marketing messages. AI can help you deliver the right content to the right person at the right time, which increases engagement and ultimately drives more sales.
This all sounds incredibly powerful, but it also brings up some really important questions. What about the ethical implications of AI in marketing?
That's a really crucial point. As with any powerful technology, we need to be very careful about how AI is used and make sure it's being used responsibly and ethically.
So what are some of the key ethical considerations that manufacturers should be thinking about?
Where data privacy is a big one, AI depends on data, but that data needs to be collected and used responsibly with the full consent of the people involved.
So it's not just about gathering as much data as possible, it's about being transparent with your customers about how you're using their data and respecting their privacy.
Absolutely. We also need to watch out for potential biases in AI algorithms. If the data used to train the AI is biased, the AI itself can become biased, which can lead to unfair or discriminatory outcomes.
So it's not enough to just implement AI. You have to monitor it closely and make sure it's being used fairly and ethically. That's a big responsibility.
It is, but it's one we can't afford to ignore. The potential benefits of AI are huge, but we need to be thoughtful and intentional about how we use this technology to make sure it's a force for good.
I think that's really important to remember as we move into this new era of AI-driven marketing. We've talked a lot about the tech advancements, but in the end, it's the human element that will determine how successful these tools really are.
I totally agree. It's about striking that balance, harnessing the power of AI, while still maintaining that human touch, that empathy, that understanding of what truly motivates and inspires people.
And that brings us back to Arnaud Fischer and his vision for marktgAI. He's not just about automating marketing, he's about transforming it, making it more efficient, more insightful, and ultimately more human-centered.
That's right. And his belief that marktgAI was born from a passion for innovation and a desire to transform the marketing landscape really comes through in everything they do.
Yeah.
They're not just giving you tools, they're providing a platform for manufacturers to embrace AI while staying true to their values and their commitment to building real relationships with their customers.
That's great. It's not about replacing humans with robots. It's about using AI to make us better at what we do and create a more meaningful and engaging experience for everyone.
Well said. And I think that's the perfect lead-in to our next segment, the future of AI in manufacturing marketing. We'll dig deeper into some of the cutting-edge trends we've talked about today and explore what it all means for the future of the industry.
It's been really fascinating exploring this world of AI-driven marketing for manufacturers. And it's definitely clear that this isn't just some, passing trend.
It really is a huge shift. And I think what's so interesting is how this technology is making us rethink
Mm.
what marketing even is.
Yeah, you're right. It's not just about, pushing out ads or sending mass emails anymore.
Exactly. It's about really understanding your customers,
Mm.
anticipating their needs, creating experiences that are truly personalized and valuable to them.
And AI gives us the tools to do that in ways that we just couldn't before. But with all this focus on data and algorithms, I think it's easy to forget that.
Yeah.
At the heart of it, marketing is still about human connection.
Oh, absolutely. It's about building those relationships, fostering trust, and creating a sense of community around your brand.
And that's what I find so compelling about Arnaud Fischer's vision for marktgAI. He's not just obsessed with the technology itself,
Hmm.
he's really focused on how it can be used to empower marketers and make marketing more human-centered.
I totally agree. It's not about, replacing human intuition and creativity
Hmm.
with cold, hard data.
Yeah, it's about finding that balance, that
Mm.
sweet spot between human intelligence and AI's analytical abilities.
Using AI to boost our strengths, not replace them.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into AI-driven marketing for manufacturers, what are some of the key things our listeners should take away from this?
Well, first off, I'd say don't be afraid to experiment. This is a field that's constantly changing. And the best way to learn is by just diving in and trying things out. Start small, test different approaches, and see what works best for your business.
I love that. It's all about being innovative and stepping outside of your comfort zone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And remember, AI is a tool, not a magic solution. It's only as good as the people using it.
So invest in training, empower your team, and build a culture of continuous learning.
Couldn't agree more. And of course, never forget the human side of things. Use AI to enhance your marketing, but always keep that focus on building genuine relationships with your customers.
That's such a crucial point because in the end, people buy from people, even in the B2B manufacturing world.
Yeah.
And as AI keeps getting more advanced, that human connection is only going to become more important.
Absolutely. So as we look ahead at the future of AI in marketing, I think it's vital to remember that this isn't just a technological revolution. It's a human one.
It's about using these incredible tools to create a more personalized, more engaging, and ultimately more human experience for everyone.
Well said. I think that's a perfect way to wrap things up.
Mm.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into AI-driven marketing for manufacturers.
We hope you found it insightful and inspiring, and we'll catch you next time for another exciting exploration of the world's most innovative ideas.